Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I'd like to take a look at a post-rotation friendly budget Zoroark deck. So this is a very similar list to the one that I covered back when Tirtouga was first released in the black and white sets, but I did want to try and make this work post-rotation as well because, frankly, I love these Stage 1 Toolbox style decks. I really miss the Zoroark from Evolving Skies, I think it was, the one that could transform, if anyone did play back in that era. But yeah, I just think that budget decks are really fun as well, and I just wanted to mess around with something that was a little bit different. So, let me know what you think about this deck down below, and thank you for watching. No, just kidding. But yeah, onto the main list, we have Tirtouga here, which has the very fun attack Ancient Seaweed for 1 water energy, does 30 damage for each item card in your opponent's discard pile. So there is like a couple of decks in format that are very turbo, very aggressive, looking at you, Lucario, and stuff like that, which just run through a lot of items very quickly. So you can really catch your opponent off guard with an Ancient Seaweed. In a perfect world, this would be like your late game finisher, and you could like one-shot an EX with this. But realistically, it is mainly here just as like a backup attacker for 2-shots and things. The fun spicy win condition comes in the form of Cofagrigus, which has the fun attack Law of the Underworld, which says put 6 damage counters on each Pokemon in play that has an ability, which is a fantastic attack, but also kind of awkward because it means we can't really play Shaman or Psyduck because we just end up carrying our own Pokemon. So we do have access to one draw engine, which is the Dunsparce, which works out really nicely for us because the Dunsparce will just shuffle itself back into your deck. So even if you have to do 60 damage to one of your Dunsparces, it shouldn't really matter because it'll just, heal itself, which is great. So the Dunsparce, in theory, will take infinite damage from Cofagrigus, but it'll just reset every time. So yeah, that's really nice. But yeah, I guess the main crux or the main attacker of the deck is this Zoroark, which has the attack Mind Jack, which does 30 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, which is quite nice. This is kind of like your main standard attack, I guess, if you want to view it as that. But like you do also run 4 copies of Ignition Energy, so you can play Foul Play, which says choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack, which is very handy in this format because there's plenty of attackers running around like Mega Lucario again, which can do 270 damage. So just being able to essentially 2-shot a Mega by using Foul Play is fantastic. Now we do also play 1 copy of this Zoroark from the set Shrouded Fable with Illusionary Hacking, which does 60 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon EX and V in play. This is basically just for things like Terra Box, because like obviously they throw out a lot of things like Pheasantipity, Meowth, Ogerpon, Terrapagos, stuff like that. Also, you can get like other EX builds like Zoroark, which can go really ham on like just benching loads of stuff. So like Zoroark in theory should be a pretty good matchup because like you can just one-shot the Zoroark after a while and set up other KOs with Cofagrigus and do 60 damage to each of their Pokemon in play. However, if they are running Darmanium, then yeah, that is kind of a problem because you don't have any way of protecting your bench because we can't run Shaman. So yeah, I definitely think there is an argument to just not run Cofagrigus and maybe run some like all right, I'll pull them up here for just a second. The Moltres, the one that can do, I think it's like 110 damage. Yeah, 110 damage. So you would be able to want to KO a Grass-type Ogerpon, or do 220 damage to a Grass-type Pokemon or a Steel-type Pokemon, which I think would probably be worth it. And it's also basic, so quite easy to attack with. I did also consider the Clefable when I was putting this deck together, this one, because just being able to, yeah, it's the same as Foul Play, right? But it is a psychic Pokemon, so you would be able to hit the weakness on, what's his face, Lucario, and just one-shot them and not have to worry about a 2-shot. And Lucario is very popular right now, so that is something worth considering. So, like, if you don't want to run, like, Cofagrigus or you don't want to run Tirtouga, then I'd recommend Clefable as well as an option. But I do like Zoroark because it means we get to play Mind Jack, and I do also like the ability to run this Zoroark because I think this one's pretty good as well. Now, the downside, of course, is there's a lot of stage 1s in here, so we're already at 18 Pokemon, and I'd like to run 3 Zoras, but I don't really feel I have the deck space. I could maybe chop down an energy or 2. I was thinking about maybe cutting out a water energy just because Tirtouga's only online much later on the game. So realistically, you shouldn't need to care about, like finding the water energy until later on. Plus, you also have Legacy Energy as your A spec, so that can also work on Tirtouga or Cofagrigus or Zoroark if you want to use Mind Jack. So, like, yeah, that is something worth bearing in mind. I might cut a water energy, yeah, and then just make room for a 3rd Zora because that would make life so much easier with this deck sometimes. But yeah, as for the trainers, I'm just trying to like max out consistency wherever possible. Lana's Aid has been an absolute lifesaver. Like, I could honestly see myself adding more of these and maybe less Night Stretcher, but I do feel like every other turn I want to use Hilda or Lillie's. So like having one Lana's Aid is okay for now, but I could definitely see this going up to 2 copies. Honestly, like Brave Bangle, although Brave Bangle is great because like we can find it quite easily with the Dunsparce, Lillie's, Morty's, plenty of draw power. Like Brave Bangle would be quite nice to have because it's just essentially plus 30 modifier, which is great. But at the same time, like we could maybe do with you know, more Lana's Aid, more Zoro and stuff. So something worth considering. I am also running 3 stadiums. I might cut the Nighttime Mine just because I think it gets bumped too easily when it's relevant and needed. So not really super necessary, and might remove that for either a second Lana's or a third Zorua. But yeah, that's a deck list in a nutshell. Let me know what you think about this down below. Are you excited for giving this budget deck out a go? And yeah, thank you for watching. Okay, because we got to go first, we were able to get a somewhat decent board presence turn 1, but it does mean that we still need some Dunsparce action. So I'm going to go ahead and Poké Pad for probably just a Dunsparce really. We've got all Tirtouga in deck. I'm just going to very quickly check the prizes, make sure we have access to a decent amount of resources throughout the game. Seems like we've got plenty of energy at the very least, which is good. Yeah, then we want to go ahead and use Lillie's. Just get a fresh hand of 8. And then unfortunately we can only hit 1 Pokemon with this, which is a bit of a shame. But I will go ahead and use Poffin. And probably just another Zoro actually, because we'll need more of them. And get another Dunsparce. And then I will go ahead and use... Actually... I'm going to go ahead and put that down here. Yeah, just in case we want to use that attack next turn. And then we can lure the Underworld. So just 60 damage, but it just means if we ever need to come back to Cofagrigus at some point later on in the match, then that's fine. Also, because Cofagrigus has actually got resistance to fighting, Lucario will actually have to use its second attack or use a Premium Power Pro. So that's also, you know, good news for us. There are 2 items in, so Tirtouga is doing 60 damage. Which is fantastic, but I think my opponent's going to use Mega Brave. They do choose to judge us, which of course is pretty annoying. We get Morty and we do get the Dunsparce, so not the end of the world. We do also get the Ignition, which is pretty big. So if they do choose to go ahead and attack with Lucario, then that's pretty good. So we can actually swing at them for 270. Again, I'm thinking like maybe I should be playing Clefable over Tirtouga just for matchups like Lucario, because Clefable is basically just like Zoroark, except you don't get the first attack. Like, you don't get Mind Jack, but you still get, you know, the bigger move. I could also just remove Cofagrigus and play Clefable in its place, but that would be kind of sad to me because I do like Cofagrigus. I do want to do more things with him, but it's just like, what do you even pair Cofagrigus up with, you know? Like, it's a bit of a weird card because you can't really play abilities yourself. The Dunsparce is better because, like, you can reset your own board, essentially, but... Alright, they do have a switch. They are playing plenty of items, though, which is good. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, currently, with Mega Brave. With Tirtouga, sorry, so that's good. So, yeah, we will have to go ahead and use a Mega Brave here. Just copy their attack, which is fine. We don't need to do anything else. I might draw some cards, though. I don't think we'll need Budew. We could item lock them, I suppose. Actually, I'll go ahead and draw some cards here and see what we get. We might just want to use Morty's, though. See what we get, you know? Alright, nice. I think I'll bench that. Could Morty the Budew away? Yeah, because I don't think I'll need Budew for the rest of the game. Like, we just need to be... Oh, that's a lot of supporters. Yeah, I don't think we need to do anything. This might be necessary for next turn, but hopefully not. And then Mega Brave. Bonk. So they can still use their 130, unfortunately. But aside from that, we're okay. We could also, if we wanted to... We could finish them off with a Zoroark if we got a Brave Bangle and just use illusionary hacking, right? Alright, we just do it anyway because they put 2 Lucarios in play. Right, good. That's fine then. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. We'll save Tirtouga for the next one. Because right now they're doing... Wait, what's that? Oh, let me see. It's gonna seg. Alright, yeah, they got a prize. So we are just about keeping on top of prizes. Like, there is another prize down there to be had, which is cool. And I think... Yeah, it's a bit of a shame we have to lose a Dark Energy to do this. But yeah, I think we definitely want to just recycle... Yeah, we definitely want to just recycle them, so... I will... Lana's Aid. Just reset them, basically. Yeah, I'll bring back the Psychic, why not? Because then I suppose that means also we don't have to waste Ignition Energy to do this. We can just use Illusionary Hacking. So that's fine. And then... Whack. Do the 120. 390, which is good. We get 3 prize cards. I will take the bottom ones for a change. I usually take them on an angle, but we'll take the ones on the bottom. Right, there's a Brave Bangle, nice. Right, now we can do some counting. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, which isn't bad. Still a bit of a ways off. I doubt they play me out, sadly, or Fez, because that could have been a nice easy 2 prizes. We are currently matching them in the prize trade, though. So that could be a good thing. Yeah, so just an Aura Jab. That's fine. We might also run into some problems if they have Wally. Wally could really stuff us over, actually. Right, there's a Psychic. I would like to see some Rescue Stretchers. Not Rescue Stretcher. Night Stretcher. I'm in the Sun Moon era for sure. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and Runaway Draw. Alright, nice. So we did want some of this stuff at least. I will go ahead and put the energy down on Cofagrigus. Oh wait, never mind, I can't. Never mind. I will do Brave Bangle. This guy? I don't think it matters if we do the active, so we'll do that one. Right, we have nothing left in hand, so I'm going to go ahead and use Lilies. Alright, nice. That is, yeah, that is a good hand. I will Poké Pad for a Dunsparce. So we're in a very good position to win now. But if they have a Wally's, or they have a way of retreating to another attacker, then... Yeah, we are a bit stuffed over by that. Yeah, Mega Brave. So yeah, we are a bit at a disadvantage if they do that. But yeah, currently a decent amount of items, like 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, I think. So yeah, like, Tirtouga's doing some work here. Tirtouga is doing a lot of damage. If they would just play through, like, 3 or 4 more items, we could probably one-shot them with a Brave Bangle. Yep, they run away. Makes sense. Hello, Makahita. Right, we don't have a Dark Energy. Alright, I would love to attach this water, but we are unfortunately just going to have to run away for a bit. I will Battle Cage them, just because... Wait a minute. I'm actually a fool. Why am I running Battle Cage in a deck that plays Cofagrigus? I'm actually a fool. Why did I do that? Never mind. It's fine. You don't need to see this in the deck profile. I will be for sure removing them out. Right, Runaway Draw. For an energy, please. Thank goodness. Right, we can't use Mega Brave. Is that the downside? Yeah, we can't use the Mega Brave attack. We can, however, do this. I will save a Legacy Energy just for a Tirtouga. I will also bench Dunsparce. I don't think we need to play this. Yeah, because we'd only be getting one Dunsparce. Right, Mind Jack, goodbye. So this is also a potential win condition now. Like, we could KO something else, use Cofagrigus, but they would have to bump my own stadium because I'm, like, actually stupid. Like, I can't believe... I can't believe I put Battle Cage in a list that plays Cofagrigus. That is hilarious. Alright, please bump my stadium so I have a new win condition. Alright, they conceded anyway. Thank goodness for that. That could have been so embarrassing. Oh, but it's fine, it's fine.